He's ducking you.
Talking about ducking since before the first fight.
Okay.
There's two things that are happening here. Either somebody messed up in paperwork or in communication or in some form of getting this fight together, misspoke to one of these guys, or Floyd Mayweather is trying to scam Netflix. That is the only two things that can be possible.
Clearly, he doesn't value anything that he signs. He loves to tell people don't do bad business, but this is like as high as it gets on the ladder of doing bad business.
Manny Pacquiao openly mocked reports about Floyd Mayweather facing a $100 million Netflix penalty, urging him to stop hiding, own up to his actions, and deal with the situation like a real man instead of shifting blame onto others.
And
Don't be
don't be a chicken, don't be a coward, don't be a chicken, don't be a coward, be a man, stop sitting down and throwing your problems on everybody else and blaming another individual or people for everything gone wrong in your life.
Jazz Math pointed out that Floyd Mayweather was fully aware of the deal he signed, including the fact that it was for a professional bout. Backtracking now doesn't add up, since the terms were clearly laid out from the very beginning.
It's not, it's not like he didn't know what he was signing. Okay. He definitely knew what he was signing. He definitely knew what he was getting himself into. But what can I say? I mean, at some point things just get real, and it got real. So that's where we're at today.
Well, consequences are real as
yes,
well. So
absolutely.
What is the ramifications of him taking that money and then not honoring the contract?
I mean, each party have their own damages, right? The production company that we're working with, Everwonder, will help put this together and have a great relationship with Netflix. They're one of the premier live sports partners for Netflix. They have their own claims and damages. We, Manny Pacquiao and Manny Pacquiao Promotions have our own claims and damages, right? We're sitting in a lingo right now, not knowing if this man is going to step in the ring or he's not going to step in the ring. Clearly, he doesn't value anything that he signs. He loves to tell people don't do bad business, but this is like as high as it gets on the
Manny Pacquiao made it clear that Floyd Mayweather can't walk away from the agreement or dodge a rematch, emphasizing that he's pushing for it because he wasn't at his peak in their first clash and believes he deserves a second shot.
For me, I want this fight because the last time that we had, I'm not 100% conditioned because ready for the fight because I have injury, shoulder injury. So that's why right after the fight, I go straight to the hospital and get operated.
You feel like he's ducking?
Reports indicate that Floyd Mayweather is facing serious legal and financial strain, with potential penalties surpassing $100 million tied to the Netflix rematch dispute involving Manny Pacquiao. At the same time, separate claims suggest his boxing gym may be at risk of shutting down due to outstanding unpaid dues.
Is now under investigation with the IRS. He apparently owes the IRS $7 million and they're looking to put a lien on his stuff. He's having issues with money, and Floyd Mayweather took the advance money from Netflix to face off against Manny Pacquiao in the rematch September 19th, and it's official on BoxRec. And so Floyd Mayweather's going through financial issues, big financial issues, right? And he's trying to recoup money any way possible. But he signed and took the advance from Netflix to fight Manny Pacquiao in the rematch in September in a real fight, only to turn around and say, it's not going to be a real fight, it's going to be an exhibition. That's after he already received the advance money.
Recent reports also highlight a $7.3 million IRS lien tied to ongoing contract disputes, placing even more financial pressure on Floyd Mayweather and adding to his growing challenges.
Bill fight at the Spear on Netflix. So he's reneging. And Manny Pacquiao is not happy, Netflix is not happy, so on and so forth, right? With that said, it said that Floyd Mayweather's boxing gym, the famous Mayweather boxing gym, has been receiving issues because unpaid money, right? And so it's on the verge of being shut down, allegedly. I was just there. And Now it's widespread reports that Manny Pacquiao got wind of it.
Manny Pacquiao admitted he actually feels sorry for Floyd Mayweather, saying his constant focus on money and flashy lifestyle has taken over, while qualities like humility, respect, and accountability seem to be missing.
How was it like fighting Mayweather then? Did he get on your nerves? Because I feel like he's a little bit more boastful than the people you might be wanting to hang out with.
It's kind of... Yeah, he's boastful. I think his god is the material things, money, everything like that.
Yeah.
And
do you guys ever talk outside the ring?
I'm pity with him. I'm pity with him because I want to share the word of God in him if he believe God.
Yeah. I've heard he's a generous man. I think he's done good things. I think
the sheer volume of lawsuits and debt allegations surrounding Floyd Mayweather is staggering, with even a $1.3 million legal battle over high-end jewelry adding extra weight to his already troubled financial situation.
This time from a high-end Miami jeweler claiming he owes $1.375 million for luxury watches and chains. According to court filings, Mayweather allegedly purchased 27 watches and 15 chains, totaling $1.675 million from AJ's Jewelry last August, but paid just $3,000. 5 checks reportedly bounced. The lawsuit follows other recent legal issues, including a New York claim alleging he owes $300,000 in unpaid rent on a Manhattan penthouse, along with a separate federal case in South Florida involving a reported $4 million jewelry dispute. The 50-0 former champion is scheduled to return to the ring in September for a rematch against Manny Pacquiao.
Wade Plemons has raised serious doubts about the controversy involving Floyd Mayweather and his reported contract dispute with Netflix over a potential rematch with Manny Pacquiao. In his view, there are only 2 logical explanations. Either there was a major breakdown in communication and documentation during negotiations, or Mayweather is intentionally trying to reshape the deal for financial advantage. What makes the situation even more surprising is the claim that Mayweather had already received a portion of his fight earnings before everything was officially finalized. Wade highlights how uncommon this is, especially when the event itself is already uncertain. While advance payments can sometimes be used to secure a fight, taking a substantial amount and then publicly casting doubt on the promotion raises serious red flags.
They even got to the fight. I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like partially. But still, what? So if this is to be believed, and this is via ESPN, this is not, random Twitter person reporting this. I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a bag. Floyd has done this for years. He has done this for years, especially after his pro career. When he was doing these exhibitions, he would not show up to things he was obligated to do, take advances. Even the Deji fight, you can ask Deji, I was there. Floyd demanded that they pay him some insane amount of...
Wade Plemons argues that this might not be a one-off issue involving Floyd Mayweather, suggesting a recurring pattern in his exhibition career where financial demands and last-minute adjustments have previously disrupted events. He points to situations like the Deji exhibition and the Logan Paul fight, where similar claims of payment disagreements and promotional tensions reportedly surfaced. The situation becomes more serious when legal concerns are considered. According to reports cited by major outlets, Mayweather allegedly entered into 3 separate agreements for a professional bout with Manny Pacquiao and was paid under those terms. If that information proves correct, Wade believes it could amount to a clear breach of contract, opening the door for potential legal action from Netflix and Pacquiao's camp. He warns that this could escalate into one of the most significant legal challenges of Mayweather's post-retirement career.
They actually did it. They paid Floyd to do it. And I've seen this with a bunch of his exhibitions, and obviously we know about the Logan Paul situation, how Floyd shopped his fight to a different company after essentially scamming royalty like Prince whoever in Dubai and stole his money. This is insane. Now he's trying to do it to Netflix. Oh yeah, he's 100% about to get sued because Team Pacquiao says Floyd Mayweather signed 3 contractual agreements for a professional fight against Pacquiao. 3 separate agreements. They also claim Floyd Mayweather has been paid for signing these 3 agreements and has also taken out a cash advance payment on his purse for the fight. They also say Floyd Mayweather is officially in breach of contract for publicly stating this fight is an exhibition. And this is all true, which again, this is Team Pacquiao saying this, but again, I think Mike Coppinger also reported on.
Floyd Mayweather has long projected an image built on extreme luxury, high-end watches, custom jewelry, designer fashion, and a lifestyle heavily centered on wealth and status. But recent legal developments in the AJ's jewelry dispute suggest that this image may now be clashing with more serious financial and legal pressures. According to the complaint, the jeweler allegedly allowed Mayweather to take possession of expensive items under a "you're good for it" arrangement, expecting payment at a later date based on his long-standing reputation. However, the lawsuit claims the deal eventually fell apart. It alleges that Mayweather failed to fully honor the payment schedule, only making partial payments over time. The filing further claims that multiple checks issued for the debt were returned due to insufficient funds. Court documents reportedly indicate that only about $300,000 was actually paid, while roughly $1.375 million remains outstanding. Attempts to settle the matter privately are also said to have failed, escalating the dispute into a formal legal case.
Good for it, you'll get me later. And in the past, maybe they had this arrangement and it works. But in this new lawsuit and complaint, he's saying that for whatever reason, allegedly, Floyd defaulted on that and then sent partial payments, but not the agreed upon amount. And then he's claiming that Floyd Mayweather had checks that he sent to pay back this debt owed, and they bounced. According to court records, AJ's Jewelry says it only received about $300,000 in payments, which leaves roughly $1.375 million owed. And that repeated attempts to reach Floyd to resolve this debt have been unsuccessful. So this suit also lists and details how transactions were handled, and allegedly there was a breach of contract.
This situation highlights the downside of sustaining an extremely lavish lifestyle where public image depends heavily on constant displays of wealth. High-value jewelry and luxury purchases can project success, but they can also turn into serious legal problems when payment terms are disputed or broken. For Floyd Mayweather, once widely known as Money Mayweather, these claims raise broader questions about whether his reputation for limitless wealth is starting to be challenged by ongoing lawsuits and financial disputes. It also paints a picture of how the pressure to maintain a flashy, larger-than-life persona may be adding strain during this phase of his semi-retired career.
Based on this current outstanding balance. As far as Mayweather's representatives, they have not issued a public statement on this matter or responding to the lawsuit at hand. This latest filing adds to a series of legal and also contractual disputes involving the 8th division, well, actually, he's a 6th division world champion since his retirement. And this is kind of underscoring how these celebrity transactions can lead to former litigation and go left when they are contested. So that is where we are regarding Floyd Mayweather. Troubled times for the now semi-retired boxer Floyd Mayweather. So $1.4 million in jewelry.
Aries Spears criticized reckless spending habits by referencing the financial downfall once experienced by Mike Tyson. He used Tyson's story as a cautionary example, stressing that even elite athletes are not protected from money troubles when poor financial decisions take control. Spears emphasized how enormous earnings can vanish rapidly through luxury lifestyles, uncontrolled spending, and weak long-term planning. His comments highlight a broader reality in sports and entertainment. Fame and fortune do not automatically equal lasting financial stability. Without discipline and proper management, even the most iconic careers can face serious financial decline, showing how fragile wealth can be despite success on the world stage.
That was one of like the OG jewelers. Like these are the, one of the jewelers that supplies like all the other jewelers, right? And he told me that Mayweather is broke.
I keep hearing this.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true.
I don't think it's
But he said that based on his spending and so forth, this is why these fights are happening now. That he needs to make some money back. That the spending has outpaced the money that, the
Well,
money
I mean,
he
he's
had.
been retired,
Right.
and he's still, flying to Monaco with a bad bitch, buying up half the store.
Right. Always flying private.
Yeah.
Does he have his own plane?
Yeah, he does.
He does, right. So that's massively expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you own it, the upkeep is huge.
Right.
Right. Plus all the properties, all the property tax. Yeah, I mean, if you're not properly invested, because there was he was saying that he bought this building in the Diamond District, but people are saying that's, the same jeweler said that's actually not true.
Right.
So there's been a lot of stuff like that. Listen, I hope not, man, but I remember I interviewed Tyson. He lost like $300 million.
Grant Cardone criticized the financial strategy of Floyd Mayweather, suggesting that weak investment choices and uncontrolled spending could limit his ability to build lasting wealth and stability. He also questioned the significance of Mayweather's massive online reach, pointing to his 22 million plus followers and asking whether that attention actually produces real business value or income. In Cardone's view, a large audience has little importance if it isn't effectively turned into assets, revenue streams, or consistent cash flow.
Floyd Mayweather's got 22 million people following him, but is it any good? Like I don't know what it does with him. Like, does it do business with him? Does it transact with him? I know guys with big followings. But there's nothing happens as a result of the following.
So you on the is Floyd rich or is Floyd broke? Which side?
I don't know. I think Floyd ends up broke.
Ends up broke
if he doesn't. It's not a Floyd thing. It's not a Floyd thing. It's an asset thing. If you don't end up in assets, you end up broke.
Yeah.
So because you can't keep fighting forever.
So if Floyd was watching right now, what would you say to him?
Floyd, you need to spend as much time working on your investments as you do in Neiman Marcus or the Gucci store, the Fendi store.
He could just invest with you, though, right?
He could invest to Cardone Capital. I would ensure that he's a billionaire.
Wow.
You cannot become a billionaire without assets.
He warned that Floyd Mayweather could face financial instability if he continues prioritizing luxury consumption over long-term investment strategies. In his opinion, wealth isn't preserved through designer purchases or expensive lifestyle habits, but through ownership of income-generating assets like real estate and large-scale businesses. Grant Cardone stressed that genuinely wealthy individuals build fortunes through systems that produce steady cash flow over time. He pointed to modern examples such as major companies like Amazon, Facebook, and Netflix as models of scalable asset-based growth. While he acknowledged that real estate remains one of the most dependable paths to long-term financial security, his overall message to Mayweather was direct. Shift attention away from lifestyle-driven spending and focus on structured investments that create lasting income and generational wealth.
That's what Floyd would do. Floyd would take whatever money he's got, and we would basically, my recommendation to Floyd is, Floyd, do not be liquid. You do not want liquidity. Never show a king bed of cash again. Okay, it makes you look stupid. Okay, what would be smart is if you show somebody 38 acres of real estate that produces cash every month and say, look, I own that, and I own this one over here, and I own that one. I met him just 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's like, I got some penthouses. I said, no, you got this much of a penthouse. I own the whole place. That's the difference. Call me when you're serious.
Chael Sonnen explains that Floyd Mayweather, like many top fighters, faces the difficult challenge of preserving wealth after stepping away from active competition. He points out that Mayweather's boxing career delivered enormous fame, historic earnings, and worldwide recognition, but that level of attention naturally declines once retirement sets in. Sonnen notes that this transition period can be tricky, as consistent income opportunities, media focus, and public demand are no longer as guaranteed as they once were. Even for athletes who reach the highest financial peaks, the real test often comes after retirement, when managing existing wealth becomes just as critical as earning it. Emphasizes that without disciplined financial planning and smart investment decisions, early career success can fade over time. According to him, long-term stability depends on building a structure that continues to generate income well beyond an athlete's active years.
Boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company, who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view. It is illegal for them to lie. You have never heard time.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one.